Hey loves, it's Britt, and in this video I'm talking about Sun, Trine, or Sextile to Moon in the composite chart. This could also be applied to the Davison relationship chart. So I'm excited. I've been doing a lot of really heavy, difficult Saturn aspects in the last couple days, it seems like. So I wanted to talk about a really good aspect that really has almost no downside to have in your composite chart. It's one of the strongest indicators of true compatibility and ability to have a soulmate companionship where you really balance each other out in the best ways, and it definitely can go a long way to being a saving grace aspect. So if you have other aspects in your synastry or in your composite chart that are very difficult, this aspect, can help smooth that all out and really show that you enjoy each other's company a lot and you are good for each other. Now, I mean, it can't make up for like a whole shit show of a synastry and composite chart that's just like so difficult. It's just a trine or a sextile. They're not strong enough to make up for like crazy incompatibilities, but it definitely can help a lot with your ability to get along with each other because it really like unarms you. So with this aspect in the composite chart, and the trine is going to be the more powerful, the more inborn, natural flow of energy, and the sextile will also be very, very good. They're both really good to have. The sextile is just a bit less strong, takes a little bit more effort, but you also probably notice it more because the trine is so natural that you might miss, you might not realize like how compatible you really are, but both of them are very good and very strong aspects to see in the composite chart showing genuine compatibility. And you might even be able to see in the synastry too the root of this compatibility. Like when you look at your synastry, you'll see that like maybe you have compatible suns or sun conjunct to moon or moon's trine, or like you'll be able to see the root of this compatible blending by looking at the synastry because there's something very good here. I've seen this aspect time and time again in happy married couples that have really solid relationships. The only downside is that you're pretty similar, that you could not challenge each other that much. Like, you might not in this relationship go outside of your comfort zone. You might get in like a rut, but you'll really enjoy it. You'll be doing the things you enjoy, and you might not challenge each other a lot. That's why this is actually showing like not an entire absence of conflict, but it definitely shows up in a relationship where people don't fight very much. You don't disagree on that many things, unless the other aspects are really, really tough. But usually this shows an ability to get along, and the reason for that is because the sun is the masculine force, and the outward projection of our ego is combining in harmony with the moon, which is our emotional self and our inner feminine self. So with this relationship, you're able to have agreement on who leads and who follows. And it might switch at times. It doesn't necessarily show, like, because this is the composite chart, so it's both of you, but you'll generally be in agreement on, who takes the lead at what time, and who takes the back seat, and who's, making the plans, and you're able to let each other do that and decide who's going to be the boss for the day or whatever. And you're able to respect each other's leadership, which is a reason that there can be conflict in relationships when we have really strong like sun or Mars aspects going on, and it's like nobody can take the back seat. We're both trying to lead at the same time, right? Now this aspect doesn't show that. This aspect shows a very ease in relating with each other, ease and grace. Like one person, can take the step back and let the other person lead, and there's comfort in doing that. And yeah, they really trust each other a lot. They really feel very open with each other, open emotionally, like even right off the bat. There can just be a lot of comfort and ease and naturalness and a feeling of like letting your guard down, letting the walls down, and authenticity coming out. And it just can create such a strong bond. Sexually, it's very good too. This aspect is really strong because, like I said, like what I was just talking about, that, for good sex to happen, like one person leads and one person follows, and that can switch, but they're very much able to harmonize their masculine and feminine energies with sun and moon in a harmonious aspect. So, of course, that's very favorable for sex, although I would say that this is a more emotional aspect. It's not really so much going to be like a short term fling. This is more of a long term compatibility aspect, but it definitely can show sexual compatibility because it's showing our polarities, like our masculine and feminine energies, blend well in general. So that's going to be favorable for sex, but that's going to be favorable for all types of relationship activities. Now, in a friendship too, this aspect is really good. This is one of these ones that it's like a friend that lights up your life, and like it's so easy to be with them. All the same would apply, like the authenticity, the openness, the walls coming down, just so wonderful. And of course, it would also be great for any type of business partnership, especially a creative pursuit, because creativity is really natural with this aspect. It actually, I mean, if you're not too lazy, because it is a trine or a sextile, like you're so comfortable that maybe you don't create, but if you can get yourself moving and do something together, you can really powerfully create with this aspect. There's a lot of creative energy, and you really do like become better people together. It's so beautiful. It's like showing that combined you create this very balanced, coherent, centered individual. And it definitely is a very strong indicator of compatibility on all levels. It's really, really nice, and there's not really anything negative I could say about it except that, tendency to not challenge each other because we just feel so good and we feel so compatible. Like we don't have to fight about things. We don't really have too many conflicts with this one. So for some people it might be boring, right? For people that are not comfortable with this level of compatibility, this might be too boring. They might pick the square, right? There's more tension, it's more exciting. But for people who recognize the value of nervous system regulation and calmness and emotional regulation and emotional expression that's easy, you're going to really like this aspect, and you'll find that you combine together stronger than you would apart. And the sun and moon are the biggest lights in astrology, right? The luminaries, they're so big in relationships, and in the composite chart they're the most important points, right? So if you're lucky enough to have this aspect in your composite chart or the Davison chart, consider yourself very blessed. This is, one of the best ones to see, I think, in my opinion. So I'd love to know your experience of this aspect in the composite chart. If you've had it, what was it like? Let me know in the comments, you guys. And thank you so much for your requests. Keep them coming in the comments, and we'll talk soon. Okay, bye.